We're playing the all-new Pauper Ruby Storm featuring Burning Curiosity from Lorwyn Eclipsed, and we have other new and exciting changes to showcase today. Let's go check it out. In front of you is Pauper Ruby Storm, and it comes as a donation deck today from Wesley. Wesley, thank you for your support, and they wanted to see what I would recommend for Pauper Ruby Storm. So in front of you today is my deck list, not some deck list that I'm just playing because somebody else wanted to see it. So this is what I would actually recommend right now. And Burning Curiosity is the headline today. It's a new card from Lorwyn Eclipsed. For 200 red, you have a sorcery with, as an additional cost, you may put a -1/-1 counter on a creature you control, and then exile the top 2 cards of your library. If you did put a -1/-1 counter on a creature you control, you can exile the top 3. You may play those cards until the end of your next turn. It's another act on impulse for a deck that desperately wanted one, but I think the real change today, or the thing that I'm excited about the most, is the fact that we're playing Seize the Storm as the win condition. This creates a super large star creature equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard plus the number of flashback cards in your exile, and it's an elemental with trample. So we're playing First Day of Class today to give that creature +1/+1 in haste, and then you can use the learn ability to go grab a lesson card out of your sideboard, like Abandoned Attachments, that helps you dig through your library. That's actually really nice. So we are no longer playing the Gutter Snipe win condition. I think that this one's a lot more resilient, but it's also a lot better if you fizzle. So if you fizzle, and with this build of the deck, you'll end up with some smaller creatures in play that get a buff from First Day of Class, but you can also just get a 12/12 trampling haste creature that can probably win the game in a turn or two, or you could even flash it back and get another. So I think the upside of not drawing your entire library with this build is much higher, and that is what I like about it. The floor has been raised. Your ceiling is about the same, but the floor of the deck is improved. So I really like that. A contentious topic in the Pauper Ruby Storm community is land grant. I still think that this card makes a lot of sense despite no Gutter Snipe. So you're thinning your library for all of your impulse effects, so that way you're less likely to reveal lands. We like that. Land grant is also an instant or sorcery that counts for Seize the Storm, so that's why your elementals are even larger. And I think that these things are just important enough where I want to be playing land grant. You also have more untapped green sources, so that way you can play Thornscape Familiar or Goblin and Archimancer on curve instead of always being a turn behind. Those are the big headlines in the main deck today. I am not playing any of the 4 mana value treasure effects today, so none of those. I do like them sort of, but they're really bad against the blue decks, and on top of that, they're never mana positive until after you've put a bunch of Thornscape Familiars in play or Goblin and Archimancers, and I just don't want to be forced to do that to start the combo. When you're playing something like Rite of Flame, for example, your ability to start winning the game is lower. You don't need 2 or 3 cost reducers to live in order to win the game. So this build will be easier to combo with, which I think is a big benefit. In the sideboard, we have 4 copies of Weather the Storm. This is for the burn decks. You could board out maybe the Thornscape Familiars and then just focus on making large elementals and winning that way. You have Pyroblast for the blue decks, and everything else for the most part is a lesson card, including How to Start a Riot. There will be some number of games in which you just have a bunch of cost reducers in play, and then you get How to Start a Riot and then win the game that way without ever even needing Seize the Storm. Fractal Summoning is one that I'm less confident in, but I think could be playable. So the idea here is, what if your opponent plays a Relic of Progenitus and you end up drawing through most of your library with a bunch of reducers in play? Well, in theory, First Day of Class with a bunch of mana from Seething Song and Manamorphose could just make a large fractal token and win that way and ignore the graveyard aspect of Seize the Storm. Will this end up being cast today? I don't know, but theoretically, I like it more than the Disenchant effect that some other people play. I think it provides a little bit more utility, and it's a card that I'm more likely to cast. So that is the thought there. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck tech. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Thank you to Wesley once again for the donation deck, and I will see everyone in match number 1. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw, and I will keep. Our opponent plays a Vault of Whispers into Nile Spellbomb. I'm not on Cyclestorm today, so that I guess it sort of matters with the Seize the Storm, but not the end of the world. We can also look at Fractal Summoning or just winning with How to Start a Riot. They use the Nile Spellbomb immediately, digging for that second land. Now they play Bojuka Bog. Would have been an incredible draw versus Cyclestorm. Not so much here. I'll play the Forest, and let's land grant the old-fashioned way. I don't want to show them my hand. We'll just grab a Wooded Ridgeline. Our opponent's playing black. I don't want to show them that I have a creature that's going to help me kill them, so I'm preferring to hide information at the moment. They just pass the turn. We'll play Wooded Ridgeline and send it. They're just passing with 7 cards in hand. You do not have to play into this. You can just take your time, make your land drops, and pass. Except the Fanatical offering away their Vault of Whispers. Risky move. They play basic Swamp. And now an Ichor Wellspring. They just gave us our window. Let's try to win. Snuff Out is a concern. They discard a Cast Down. Seething Song, great draw. Alright, so let's begin with a Thornscape Familiar. And then let's Ren's Resolve. See if they try to snuff out in response. They don't. Seething Song. Play Reckless Impulse. Play the Land Grant. I believe I still have my land drop, so I should be able to play the Forest. Well, first day of class. Go grab Abandoned Attachments. So now the Thornscape Familiar will enter with a counter on it, so I can use this Burning Curiosity. Ooh, I forgot that the Thornscape costs 2. Do I still want to play it? I'm not so sure. I guess I will. And then we'll Glimpse the Impossible and pray to hit a Seething Song. I missed. We'll Land Grant, just to put it to the graveyard. And then Ren's Resolve again for next turn. And there's the Seething Song. Okay, we're still in a decent spot here. I sort of fizzled, but that's okay. We're in a good place. They play a Twisted Landscape into Refurbished Familiar. I'll get rid of the Abandoned Attachments. Now another Refurbished Familiar. We'll get rid of Seize the Storm, and then I can just flash that back to win later. Another Burning Curiosity. We'll begin with Seething Song. Burning Curiosity, fun fact, you can put the -1 counters on your Eldrazi spawns, but they even live in this spot because of the first day of class on the previous turn. We'll play another Burning Curiosity, put the -1 counter on an Eldrazi spawn. We had another first day of class. We'll play that. Go grab How to Start a Riot. We'll tap a Forest to play Manamorphose. We'll make red. Play the Rite of Flame. Let's play Reckless Impulse. Another Rite of Flame. Reckless Impulse. Manamorphose. Green-red. Another Rite of Flame. That's a ton of mana here. Ren's Resolve. Another Manamorphose. We'll do green-red. The 4th Rite of Flame. A ton of mana. Well, Reckless Impulse. Glimpse the Impossible. Seething Song. I'm going to hit the rest of the deck here. Ren's Resolve. Pretty close to the rest of the deck. Let's play some creatures. Goblin and Archimancer. Goblin and Archimancer. Goblin and Archimancer, I guess. And now we can Burning Curiosity. Put the -1 counter on a Thornscape Familiar. We can play another Burning Curiosity. Put the -1 counter on an Eldrazi spawn. First day of class. We'll grab Firebending Lesson. Kill one of their blockers. We'll Glimpse the Impossible. Manamorphose. Red. Glimpse the Impossible. This will leave 1 card in my deck. Seething Song. Land Grant. Our last card is a basic mountain. We'll play Seize the Storm. I guess I could first day of class again, but we've already won. It's a 42-42! And now we'll flash back. Now this is awesome. Look at all these elementals just looking to have a good time. We have the power. Go to combat. Swing. I didn't even cast the How to Start a Riot. I guess it's an instant. I could still play it. Ah, that was sweet. We do not sideboard here. You just resubmit. Game number 2. This is a fine hand. We'll keep. No reducer, but this could be a game where you just win with a large elemental and, you know, try to make things happen. Our opponent took a mulligan. They play a turn 1 bridge. We'll play mountain and pass the turn. They have a Vault of Whispers into Cleansing Wildfire. We'll play Sandstone Needle and pass. I do like hitting land drops in this matchup. Like, that is not a bad thing. They play a bridge and a Refurbished Familiar. I'll discard the land grant. And they're just leaving open mana for removal. I'll play the Forest. And let's Reckless Impulse and see what we hit. That's a good reveal. Pass the turn. They play Twisted Landscape. And attack for 2. I'll go to 18. Goblin and Narcomancer. We'll begin with Seething Song. And then let's play the Reckless Impulse. Try the Goblin and Narcomancer. And Seething Song. I imagine it's going to die here. The Breath Weapon. Sure. Manamorphose. Green. Play another Goblin and Narcomancer. And let's try another Manamorphose to see if they try to kill it in response. They don't. We'll make red. Let's try... We'll play First Day of Class. And we'll grab Abandoned Attachments. Play Thornscape Familiar. First Day of Class happens. Play Seething Song. And now we'll Burning Curiosity, giving the -1 counter to Goblin and Narcomancer. Another Burning Curiosity, we'll play that. Give the Thornscape Familiar -1. Alright, so it looks like we've sort of fizzled here. We'll play the Land Grant. I think this can get another Wooded Ridgeline. Play the Abandoned Attachments. We'll discard the Wooded Ridgeline. Ooh, we hit Seize the Storm. Let's go. Play the Forest. Play the Thornscape Familiar. Seething Song. Seize the Storm costs 2. I think we have enough mana to flash it back here as well. We do. Alright. So we're representing lethal. Go to combat. And our opponent is conceded. I have to imagine this is a bad matchup, but we made it look pretty easy, and now we're 1-0. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Time for the second round. On the draw, I'm going to keep this. Having lands is not the worst thing in the world. If they're on a fast deck, this is obviously not a great hand, but if they're on a blue strategy or anything grindy, looks like they're on burn today. Could be Cycle Storm. Play Wooded Ridgeline and pass. Would be strange if the burn deck didn't have a turn 1 play. They're on Affinity. Okay. Ichor Wellspring. Another Wooded Ridgeline. Not ideal. We'll pass. They play a bridge and another Ichor Wellspring. I think we'll just play the Forest and continue to pass. Like, don't let them know what we're actually playing. They play a Thoughtcast and a Seat of the Synod. Black Mage's Rod. Okay. And a Nile Spellbomb. Sure. Mirror Enforcer. 3 cards in their hand. Sandstone Needle. So this would probably tell them what we're playing. Don't really have a choice, though. Play it and pass. More land draws than I would have liked, keeping a 4-lander. They swing. They play Reckoner's Bargain, sacrificing an Ichor Wellspring. I'll go to 12. Another Vault of Whispers. Thoughtcast, I go to 11. And they're going to pass the turn. I am likely dead if I pass, so I don't think... I could also try to Glimpse the Impossible for blockers. We'll play Glimpse the Impossible. I hit a Thornscape Familiar, but I feel like it's unlikely to live. Play my land. Play the Thornscape Familiar. And then Reckless Impulse. All I need here is 1 blocker for the Mirror Enforcer, I think. And then we'll pass. They Galvanic Blast me. That's not a great sign. They play a Blood Fountain, I go to 5. And another Galvanic Blast. Alright, so I guess I was dead no matter what. I needed to find my reducer faster. No sideboarding, we're going to just resubmit. Game number 2 on the play. Nope, can't keep that. The 1-lander with no reducer. I think we're going to 5. Zach, what are you doing to me? Down to 4. Variants. Bottom Seize the Storm, first day of class. Glimpse the Impossible. We will play Land Grant. Grab the Wooded Ridgeline, play it and pass. From Flood to None. They play Vault of Whispers and a Blood Fountain. We did not draw the land, we'll pass. They play a Bridge and a Refurbished Familiar, will discard Seize the Storm. Technically, I can write a Flame into Ren's Resolve. Play Sandstone Needle, pass the turn. I just realized that next turn, unless I draw mana, I cannot even do anything because Thornscape Familiar costs 2. And that means I don't have enough mana for Seething Song. Or, if I start with Seething Song, I don't have green mana to play the Thornscape Familiar. And our opponent with a strong start here, probably holding open a Hydroblast. Another Seize the Storm. I can make a 6/6 and pass the turn. We'll play Thornscape Familiar, and then first day of class and just go grab Abandoned Attachments, I suppose. Pass the turn. They play another Black Mage's Rod, and now they swing for 8. Ouch. And they're continuing to hold open the bridge. Like, they definitely have a Hydroblast. Begin with Manamorphose, see if this even resolves. Red, red. Let's try Seething Song, see if they counter that. No. Let's abandon attachments and discard the Rite of Flame. Play Goblin and Archimancer. Glimpse the Impossible. They have Envelop. This will knock me down to 7. We'll play Seize the Storm. We have an 11/11, but we're at 7 life and they have 2 Black Mage's Rods. They play Refurbished Familiar. I don't have a hand, so they get to draw a card off this. They play a land. I'm actually just dead here. All they have to do is move the Black Mage's Rod over to over to Refurbished Familiar and attack, and the next turn I'm dead in the air. They Hydroblast my Elemental. Yeah, I'm dead. Alright, so our mulligan to 4 did not get the job done. It happens. I think that this was not a great round to showcase the deck. Like, we definitely flooded in game 1 and game 2 an abysmal mulligan to 4, so it happens. Not the end of the world, and we're now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Let's bounce back. It's time for the third match. We're on the play. Yeah, this is a wonderful hand. So we have turn 1 Hickory Woodlot, turn 2 Thornscape Familiar, turn 3 Manamorphose into combo. We'll play that Hickory Woodlot and pass. They play a Forge, sure. I don't like that because it means that my creature's likely going to die. I'm trying to think if I should be greedy here. So I could Manamorphose for red-green, and then Rite of Flame into the Thornscape Familiar, but it means that I have to hit off of the Manamorphose. I would need an untapped mana source or another Rite of Flame. Alright, I will Manamorphose. Red, green, and I did not hit. Let's just try Ren's Resolve then. And those are lands, so that's good. Pass the turn. They play an island. We'll play the forest and just pass. Except they flash in a Spellstutter Sprite. Basic Mountain. And now they attack for 1. I go to 19. Another land. I think we'll just play Burning Curiosity here. That was solid. We'll pass the turn. They cycle a Lorwyn Revealed on the end step. I'll move my exile cards over here so they're not covering the stack. They play another land. They swing. Manamorphose is the draw. Let's begin by playing Thornscape Familiar. They Spellstutter Sprite. Play Rite of Flame. And now another Thornscape Familiar. If they counterspell this, we can Seething Song into Seize the Storm. And now we'll Manamorphose, see if they try to Lightning Bolt. They do. I'll respond with a Seething Song. And now the Lightning Bolt can resolve. We'll make green, green. Another Seething Song. We'll play that. Let's Glimpse the Impossible, show them the hand. Grab the basic forest. Glimpse the Impossible. 6 available mana. Another land grant. I can't actually play it here. And now we'll just Seize the Storm. A 10/10 creature. We'll pass. It should be difficult for the Izzet deck to answer. The next turn I should be able to flash back another one. They play a Fairy Seer. 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. They attack for 2 in the air. I'll go to 16. Ninja of the Deep Hours, so now they can return 1. That's fine. We'll begin just by attacking here, because if I play the Glimpse of the Impossible, they can just flash in Spellstutter Sprite and then counter it, and I don't want that to happen. No blocks. Okay, pass. They flash in the Spellstutter Sprite. Augur of Bolas. Okay, that one's got a big booty. They reveal a Brainstorm, and they're going to attack. I'm a little surprised by that. We'll block, and I'll take 3 down to 12. Let's begin with a Reckless Impulse. This will make my creature grow, no matter what. First day of class. They just conceded. Alright, well, we beat fairies in game number 1. And now we'll bring in Pyroblast. We're actually going to sideboard for once. Isn't that crazy? And then probably take out Rite of Flame. Submit. Sure, this is a decent hand. Keep. They play a forward once again on turn 1. We'll play Sandstone Needle and pass. They play another forward on turn 2. We'll play another Sandstone Needle, send it right back. They play Island and 2 Fairies here. They put 2 cards on top. I don't love that. We'll play the Forest just to put the Fear of God into them. Like, I'm not actually ready to win next turn, but it tells them that if they tap low, I might try to kill them in response. So it discourages them putting a Ninja into play, for example. I'll take 1 down to 19. Pyroblast is a great draw. We'll just pass. They attack for 1 again. I'm at 18. They have 7 cards in their hand. We'll play Mountain, send it back. End step, they play a Brainstorm. And now they cycle Lorien Revealed. I go to 17, and they're just continuing to pass with 4 open mana. Another Pyroblast is great. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Morphos, Goblin, and Archimancer. I love to see that, but we're going to wait till next turn. They play land number 5. I'll take 1 down to 16. I mean, they must have a lot of interaction in their hand. We'll try Goblin and Archimancer. They Spellstutter Sprite. I will Pyroblast. They Counterspell, and I will Pyroblast. And now Goblin and Archimancer. This is a very good window for us to win. We'll try the Manamorpho, see if they respond with a Lightning Bolt. And they do. I will now play Seething Song. And another Manamorphose. This one can make green. Lightning Bolt resolves. We'll make red. Play the Goblin and Archimancer. And then let's Glimpse the Impossible. That was solid. We'll play Ren's Resolve. Looking for another reducer before we play Seething Songs. I don't have a choice. I need to play one of the Seething Songs now. And then we'll Ren's Resolve. Hitting all of our lands, unfortunately. We will, first day of class here, discard the Sandstone Needle. Draw another land. Play Seething Song. Glimpse the Impossible. No! What are you doing to me, deck? We'll Reckless Impulse. We hit Seize the Storm. I don't know how big it is. We have 16 cards in our graveyard. 2 of them are not instant or sorcery, so it would be a 15 at the moment. If I play Burning Curiosity and don't hit mana, I cannot Seize the Storm. But it's also not lethal. So if I pass and Seize the Storm, I guess I could play my land. Hold on. I could play my land. Land Grant, fail to find. Land Grant, fail to find. Land Grant, fail to find. Does that do it? So it'd be +3. So 17. Seize the Storm would be 18. The +1 from first day of class would be 19. I'm 1 short. I think I have to Burning Curiosity here. We boarded out Rite of Flame, so I have 2 Seething Songs, 1 Seething Song, and 2 Manamorphos to hit. So 3 hits. That's not very good. I don't love my odds of hitting here. There's 3 hits in the deck. It's not a lot. Alright, I'll play the Hickory Woodlot and hope that I just counted wrong. Land Grant, fail to find. Land Grant. Let's just count one more time. Manamorphos, Seething Song. Yeah. Like, I think I'm taking the right play here. And now we'll Land Grant again. We'll grab a Wooded Ridgeline. Play the Seize the Storm. Yeah, it's going to put them to 1. Just short. They're at 1. We have to deal 1 damage in order to win this match. Can we do it? They attack. No blocks. They play a Brainstorm. Weird that you would do this post-combat, because if you did it pre-combat, you could hit a Ninja, and then pick up your Fairy Seer, and then get rid of the 2 cards you put back on Brainstorm that you don't want. So I think that decision was odd. They play a Scred and kill my Goblin and Archimancer, and now all they need is a Hydroblast for my Elemental. But if I drew Pyroblast there, I could actually stop them. While we can, before they kill my creature, I think we should Burning Curiosity here. Put the -1 counter on the elemental. Okay. Tap Sandstone Needle. We'll play First Day of Class. We'll grab Fractal Summoning. Play a Forest. And Goblin and Archimancer. First Day of Class triggers. Play Manamorphose. Red. Tap the Hickory Woodlot, and now we'll Fractal Summoning for 3. They're going to ice my elemental. Sure. But I think you're still dead to my 2 other creatures. Yeah, we did it. We beat Izzet Fairies. I think that this match was a good example of why this list is so good. We never fully comboed, but we still won the match. With the previous Ruby Storm list, you had to fully combo every game. I think that Seize the Storm opens up a lot of doors for this deck, and, well, I think it's a lot better. We're now 2-1, despite the one match where the deck kind of failed us. Excuse me. And now we'll go try to win match number 4. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. We're back at it for the 4th match on the play. Ooh, this one's close. I'm going to keep it. If we don't hit the second land, we're going to feel very silly. Play the Sandstone Needle, pass. They play a Mountain, Epicure. Yep. Let's play Ren's Resolve. We did not hit. Oh no, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. I needed lands there. They play another Mountain. They plot a Highway Robbery. There's a Hickory Woodlot. But if I play this, I don't know. We'll play Rite of Flame. Ren's Resolve. Yep, that was the punish. I mean, I didn't want to draw those, but I cannot do anything. I guess next turn I can play Thornscape Familiar. That's a positive. They play a Kessig Flame Breather and a Mountain. A Highway Robbery. Returns a Sneaky Snacker. Not a land again. We'll play the Thornscape Familiar. Unfortunately, have to pass the turn. They Lightning Bolt, killing my Familiar. They plot another Highway Robbery. They attack for 4, I go to 11. Wooded Ridgeline. Unfortunately, it's just too late. We'll pass the turn. They use Fiery Temper off of a Blood token. I'm at 7. They can attack for 4. They have the Highway Robbery that puts me to 2. Gutter Snipe kills me. Okay. Our mana base did not really function that game. I knew it was a risky hand when I kept it, but the upside was so high. Alright, so we'll bring in Weather the Storm. The question is, do you want to board out the Thornscape Familiars? You could also just try to board out more of the expensive draw spells. They are in the Lava Dart build, where I feel like Thornscape isn't amazing, so let's try getting rid of them. We'll try this out. On the play, we have double Weather the Storm, but our hand doesn't function, so we have to mulligan. This is fine. Probably get rid of the Land Grant. No, we'll get rid of Forest, I think. The Land Grant helping our Seize the Storm and or Weather the Storms could be relevant. We'll play Sandstone Needle and pass. They play a Mountain. We'll play the Wooded Ridgeline, pass the turn. Another Mountain. They plot a Highway Robbery. Goblin and Archimancer, a good draw. We'll play Reckless Impulse this turn. A Hickory Woodlot and a Ren's Resolve. Not the best. I mean, it's fine, but I would have liked to have hit a Weather the Storm. They play land number 3 into Gutter Snipe. Yep. Another Glimpse the Impossible. We'll start off with Land Grant. Grab a Forest. Play the Goblin and Archimancer. I just don't really believe in my ability to win this right now. Glimpse the Impossible, I guess. Looks at the most cards. Well, I guess, hold on. Ren's Resolve could hit a Seething Song that would allow me to keep going. We'll try the Ren's Resolve. Reckless Impulse. We did not hit Weather the Storm. Another Reckless Impulse. No mana whatsoever. Okay. We will pass. Now I have to live against a Gutter Snipe, which is pretty unlikely to happen. They have land number 4. They still have a Highway Robbery that's been plotted. Searing Blaze on my Goblin and Archimancer. That's just mean. Now they use the Highway Robbery. I go to 13. They discard a Fiery Temper. That's going to deal me 5. So I'll go to 8. And then they can attack me down to 6. Not looking great. I am dead to Lava Dart. Unfortunate. We saw almost a third of our deck. 0 rituals. Not a Manamorphose, not a Rite of Flame, not a Seething Song. No Weather the Storms. So our exact 30... So the 33rd card... I'm sorry, the 20th card, which would be 33%, would have been our first mana. That was not great. The deck is capable of beating red. In fact, it's better than it's ever been, but we just drew terribly. We're now 2-2. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. The 5th and final match on the play. Yeah, keep. This could be a turn 2 Seize the Storm, depending on what the opponent's playing. I don't know what matchup we'd want to do that in, but it's an option. We'll play Sandstone Needle and pass. It would only be a 3-3, but you could do it. Looks like they're on the Rakdos Madness Burn. Another Seize the Storm. We'll just play Wooded Ridgeline and pass. They play Faithless Looting. This build of the deck tends to be a little bit slower, but more resilient. They play Alms the Vein. Knocks me down to 17. Burning Curiosity. Let's play a Ren's Resolve. Familiar plus Seize the Storm. I think I'll just play the Familiar this turn. I don't have the mana to do everything I want to do next turn if I don't. So if they kill it, I could still make an Elemental next turn theoretically. They play a Jagged Barrens, I go to 16. They Lightning Bolt the Familiar. First day of class, that's something. We'll play Rite of Flame. Seething Song. Tap the Sandstone Needle. But I have enough mana to first day of class before playing the Exiled Seize the Storm. We'll get rid of another Seize the Storm here. Makes our current one a little bit larger anyway. We'll play our land and Seize the Storm. So it's a 7/7. That's not nothing. And now we'll attack. If I can draw another Seething Song or Rite of Flame, I can play another one next turn. They play land number 4. Faithless Looting Flashback. This will bring back a Sneaky Snacker. They discarded another Looting and another Sneaky Snacker. We'll play Ren's Resolve. This will pump up the Elemental. Play land. And now we'll attack for 8. Pass the turn. They play land number 5. Vampire's Kiss. I go to 14. They're now at 10. They use the Blood Token, getting rid of a Jagged Barrens. And now Voldaren Epicure. I go to 13. They have another blocker. And they attack for 2. I'm at 11. Manamorphose is a great draw here. We'll play it. This pumps up the Elemental. Red-green. We'll play the Glimpse the Impossible. So now it's a 10/10. I'm 1 instant or sorcery away. Land Grant would actually have killed them here. Bummer. An untapped land plus this Manamorphose would have killed them. They're going to concede, but I don't actually have lethal. Okay. I'm 1 mana short of lethal, but maybe they miscounted. We'll bring in Weather the Storm. You could board out Thornscape Familiar again. This build that we're facing is not playing the Lava Darts. So Thornscape Familiar is better here. I feel like I'm going to board out Burning Curiosity. I don't think I'm trying to be as large of a combo deck. I think you're really just trying to Weather the Storm plus Seize the Storm in this matchup. When our deck draws mana and spells in an even proportion, it feels like it's unstoppable. However, both my losses this league are Mana Screw or Mana Flood, or just like, ooh, that was a really good draw, or not hitting anything in the top 20 cards of my deck. Like 0 Rituals is kind of crazy in the top 20. 2 mana here. They plot a Highway Robbery. Another Seething Song. You could go all in right now and just gain a ton of life with this Weather the Storm. I'm going to choose to wait. I don't want to bank on double Manamorphose hitting something important. I'd rather just take another draw step. Rakdos Carnarium into the Highway Robbery. They discard a Fiery Temper. Sure. I'm at 16. And we would have hit a Ren's Resolve if I tried last turn. Alright. Let's play the Rite of Flame. Manamorphose. Green, red. We'll play the Goblin and Archimancer. I expect that they're going to kill the Goblin here. And they do. We will Ren's Resolve. Boom! That was beautiful. Manamorphose. Hold on. So if I Seething Song Morphose, I'm 1 mana short of doing the line I want to do. I'm actually like, I'd have to hit off the Morphose to do everything I want to do this turn. So maybe instead, we'll Morphose. And I think I'm going to make green. I didn't hit. Alright, so I'm going to play this a little bit more conservatively. I'm going to just Weather the Storm and gain 24. I don't need to play Seize the Storm this turn. There's no benefit to playing it right now. I could just play it next turn. And our opponent just immediately conceded the match. Alright, so We went 3-2. Like I said during that match, our losses were to Mana Flood or Mana Screw. And sometimes bad variance just happens in Magic. Like, there's not a lot you can do about it. We're not playing a blue deck with Ponder and Brainstorm, etc. Or the one match where I saw 20 cards with 0 Weather the Storm or any ritual effects. Sometimes you're just going to hit those pockets of bad luck. I really wouldn't change much. I was talking to Kelly Kais in between this league on the side, and he really thinks that I should be playing the Metal Bending spell. I ended up cutting it for the Fractal Summoning. He thinks that it's important enough because you can first day of class for the Metal Bending and then play your cost reducer, so that way they have to have double removal in order to stop you. And I think that's reasonable. Maybe it's better than the Firebending lesson, because I think this card is kind of win more. Like, I don't know why we need to answer any creatures. Like, I did play it once, but it was like in a situation where I didn't need to. So maybe you cut the Firebending lesson. I like the Abandoned Attachments. I don't know if I want to get rid of those, but you could shave one Abandoned Attachments for the Metal Bending lesson. That is certainly a possibility. But I love the main deck. I wouldn't change a thing. Deck was really good. Much better than what I was playing a month ago, where I hated it with all of the big scores and Pirates Pillages, etc. So I'm liking the direction the deck is going in now. Let me know what you think of the changes in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. You know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the deck list in today's video, go to the comment section, check out that pinned comment where you will find 2 links. One for TCG Player, so you can buy the deck, and the other is so that you can rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Card Hoarder is the best rental service for Magic Online. They truly make playing online extremely affordable. Go check out Card Hoarder today.